Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we return with more iRacing. This time around we're here with the VRS Sprint Series from Mount Panorama Bathurst. Yes, of course, it's the Bathurst 12 hours this weekend. It might have already happened by the time this video goes live. I can't remember how many videos I've got in the works. But yeah, if you're new around here, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourselves subscribed. A massive thank you to all of you for 6,000 subscribers. And let's see just how long it takes before I inevitably stack this thing. Well, we've survived the first lap then. I suppose now it's time for all-out attack mode on the second. Now we've got a banker, what 205.2 is not particularly brilliant. But yeah, now we've got to push. Well, that more attacking lap has not gone well. A couple of little mistakes there really did cost us a lot of time in the second half of the circuit there, so we'll get all nice and wide out in the final corner as well. 205.25 then is going to do us here from the mountain. P15 at best. I think we've just got to try and, I mean, it's just all survival. Right, well, let's do this thing then. 40 minutes around the mountain is a bit of a test drive, ready for a hopeful 12 hours around the mountain this weekend. Really, I'm quite looking forward to the Bathurst 12 hours. Going to be doing it at 7 AM in the morning UK time. You know, almost like the real thing, but got to concentrate, got to focus on this one today as well. Of course, make sure we keep it clean and tidy, as don't think we're going yet. Again, you know, this race won't be won on lap 1. There's a very good chance we'll see a pile-up as well. But rounding out the final turn, I think we are now green flag racing here at Bathurst once again. Then sadly I haven't got that Skyline with 1200 horsepower. That could be quite useful in towards turn 1. That thing was clocked doing over 200 miles an hour down in towards the chase, which is absolutely mind-blowing. But we'll immediately get to the inside of that BMW at turn 1 there. Everyone trying to get that slipstream as we head out of Hell Corner up in towards Griffin's Bend. Are we going to be able to have a look around the outside of this Audi? Try and come across me ever so slightly.
He's still there.
Really where we want to be. Of course, the camber kind of holds you in on the inside. We actually get a 0x for contact. Didn't feel anything. Still be side by side though, as both of us just trying to take it fairly gentle. The Audi will swoop back through around my outside there, so good little job done by them. Clearly very, very brave early on here as we head over the top of the mountain for the first time. This is where we just got to make sure you're confident with the machine underneath you. You're all dialed in and ready to go as it bottoms out. It does take a little while for the tyre pressures to get up, and then the car won't bottom out as badly through that corner, but as we head down in towards Skyline for the first time. Dare I say it, it has been fairly calm. Looks like we might just about make it through there as well. You just hear the bottom of the BMW scrape along the floor. Just drop it off those incredibly steep hills there as Audi very, very slow through the cutting, but does get the power down nicely on the exit. We'll hear that V10 sing as we head down in towards the final few corners of lap 1. You can see everyone there line astern, trying to make sure you've got the best run possible, and we might now be able to try and get a run on the Audi in towards the chase there. Round 2 apparently between myself and this guy. I haven't even had a chance to check his name just yet. Whoa! Big old squeeze, but he'll again try and defend in towards the final few corners of that opening lap there. Who is this guy? Alkibabadis. I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher your name horrendously, aren't I? If I dare try to pronounce it, but we have both survived lap 1, so by the looks of it, it's basically everyone else, which is rather impressive, to be honest, Sarah. I think we might be up 1 spot then at the end of lap 1. Yeah, we are at P14. I definitely feel like this guy isn't particularly confident on the brakes. I wanted to try and get a nice run at Hell Corner there, but he parked it nicely on the apex, and that might not allow me to try and get a run up the hill in towards turn 2. Saying that though, the Audi is not that quick down the straights here. We've definitely got a lot of grunt in the BMW. We'll show the nose, just make him watch his mirrors perhaps a little bit more than he really wanted to. But yeah, we've survived the opening lap then. There's still every opportunity for there to be chaos, though, about the entirety of this event. So I guess we've just got to try and settle down, get into a rhythm, and keep trying to apply some pressure to this guy. Because again, though, we're going to get quite a nice run on the Audi as we head back down the hill in towards the chase, side by side then once again. As how have we been able to carry this much extra speed over him? Again, though, he'll probably outbrake me. This time around, not as much.
Still there.
Try and see if we can keep it around the outside, and that might just be the place gained. We do sneak by. A number to P13 then, unlucky for some, hopefully not us. This afternoon there are a lot of BMWs in this event. It does seem like a very, very popular car choice. We have received the final BOPs now for Bathurst. Me and one of my mates, Joe, that I'm going to be doing it with, we're always pretty much planning on going BMW or Ferrari. We don't really think the BOP, you know, for us is going to make a huge world of difference. It's more about just trying to survive in the kind of splits we'll end up with this weekend. But yeah, I mean, P13 is alright so far, brings us into positive iRacing territory. We only need P14 to try and break even, but I could really do with a low incident count race as well here. Ooh, someone's gone off down at the final corner. That should be a freebie. He's in the McLaren there. Not a big fan of the rejoin, but it'll have to do. Yeah, the McLaren was, I think, earlier on this week incredibly overpowered in this combo, of course. A bit loose and lively, but that's the fire-breathing dragon for you, I suppose, at the end of the day. But that's going to give us another place set. I'm at a P12. If we can keep picking up 1 a lap, that'd be quite nice, as we have now closed up to Edgaris as well. Only 0.4 behind, and then it's another Audi in front of him. Whoa! Edgaris there, very, very slow down at the bottom of, I think that's the cutting, isn't it, or Forest Elbow. Oh, that was a little bit scary for a moment there. Just lightly knocked the back of him. It is only a 0x, but yeah, it looks like Fernando's behind is really dropping away under some pressure from Dallin as well. So, I mean, at least we have got that little bit of room behind us that, you know, if we are applying pressure and make a small error or have something like that, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, we're 10 minutes in already. You know, we're settling down, we're feeling alright. There is a big gaggle of cars. I think this honestly extends all the way up to P2. Is that second gear? That is second gear. I wondered for a second there whether I accidentally left it in third. But we're doing alright. We're doing everything we need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this does extend all the way up to second then. So the leader is absolutely bolted. Here we go. Edgaris now having a look to the outside of Marco as we head up the hill. Are we going to see Marco just back out of it? The Audi didn't get the best run at a Hell Corner. Going to be very, very pinched on the inside, but he's not. Oh, there's a bit of contact between them. Do I really want to get him involved in this? No, apparently I don't. Edgaris there just going to sit on the exit the corner, but yeah, a bit of door-to-door contact between the two of them. Tempers are bound to flare, of course, as well around the mountain, but we just want to try and keep our car in one piece. There is that bump. It's always been a nightmare for me. Is look at that, really threading this thing up right towards the walls. Barely an inch to spare.
That's half fuel. You've used half your fuel.
I do think we need to try and find a way around Edgaris sooner rather than later, but he does seem to be able to get a very, very good run out of the cutting every single time they're on Forest Elbow. So that's not the cutting, that is just Forest Elbow, isn't it? I'm a moron. The cutting is heading up the hill, but looks like the guy behind me then has left the session. I almost said rage quit there, but you never know what's quite gone on. It's probably a rage quit. He's probably stacked it, to be completely honest. We can see our little trio of cars just losing sight with that huge train towards the front. So ideally, we do need to try and shift past these two sooner rather than later. But again, it's trying to do it in a safe manner that doesn't cost us much time either. First car into the pits then. That's very, very early. Really wanted to try and go with a slightly different strategy then, perhaps undercut their way towards the front of the roster. But yeah, I'm not even halfway there yet. They can make it to the end from here, but still seems like a brave strategy. Unless they underfueled early on. You know, normally you do sort of 25 to half an hour and then 10 to 15 towards the end. I mean, they might just flipped it and gone the other way around there. Perhaps they ran their qualifying fuel load. You just don't know, but it's going to promote us then into 11th place for now. Maybe they got a meatball. This guy is definitely starting to hold me up though in this race. We've got to try and find a way through. So that's a really nice run down through Forest Elbow this time around, and he knows it. We're going to have to look to the outside, but if we can get a big enough overlap,
hold your line.
Might be able to get the nose in front through the chase, and then of course have the inside ready for the big braking zones. Side by side though, identical machinery. As we head down the hill, make sure you pull into your room. Right, he's going to back out of it, and we are up another spot then into the top 10 for the first time today. Just, yeah, definitely felt like Edgaris just costing us more and more time each lap. Marco then extra out the road as well. He's actually going to immediately bail into the pit lane. So again, there's some interesting strategies coming in here. I'm sure there will be a lot of people that will do this race quite a few times this week to prepare for Bathurst. So I'm supposing a lot of people will try different things. It is always so weird, of course, around Mount Panorama as well. I think it's just the way you have to set up cars around this circuit, and the BMW the way it is as well. But you can't really overdrive this thing to close in the gaps of the cars in front there. You've really just got to keep sort of racing smoothly, clean, tidy, everything like that. Otherwise, you just find yourself sliding around and not actually gaining any time. So, more and more cars into the pit lane at the moment. I think everyone now out is just trying to go the full length of a tank. But, yeah, it is a bit weird. We are closing in slightly on Marco just in front, but not enough to really make a huge difference at the moment. It might be a battle of the pit stops. And maybe we can try and get a jump. So that is not the line through Hell Corner. However, and I know I am about to jinx myself by saying this, we're still on 0x. Our leader into the pits at the end of that lap. Audi as well coming in. We're going to try and cut it fine and get one extra one out of this thing. Let's see if we can try and potentially wheel that a bit of an overcut then on Marco here. Cold tyres can be quite difficult. Try and get back up to scrub, but yeah, these are going to be very, very fine margins.
Pit this lap, in this lap.
Crew Chief's telling me to pit this lap, so it's definitely doable then. So we will re-emerge. I think we're up to what? About P4? P3 perhaps? It'll only be for the lap, of course, but yeah, this lap we've got to push, try and get even closer and maybe jump Marco. I'm putting it 8 gallons worth, which is about 8 laps into the tank. That should see us nicely through to the end with not much to spare. Incredibly low on the fuel as we head down in towards the chase. 1 litre of fuel remaining. Don't say we've messed this up. Oh, someone's got issues.
The leader, Stevens.
Into the pits will come then. Nice and tidy, of course, on pit entry. Don't want to throw everything away. Don't need my pit limiter just yet.
What's your speed limit in the pits? Pit lane speed limit is 50
Where's the
kilometers
cones?
per
There
hour.
they are. Oh, just make sure we slow down there. Just blip on the brakes slightly. Make sure that I don't don't get a penalty. So we are so close on fuel. 0.1 gallons. This is so tight. Get it slowed down. There we go. Just 30 seconds of optionals. That must have been from the little bump we had then earlier on in the race. But yeah, cut that fuel quite tidy then on pit entry. But let's go. May have lost a couple of tenths there, but not going to worry about that all too much as we head back out onto the circuit. Make Make sure where is
There's a
Marco
car
then
approaching.
in
Stay
this
behind
race.
the white line.
Nice and tidy, don't again want to do anything silly. There's Marco, we've got the jump by about a good 3 seconds. So we managed to do that as well in IMSA. How on earth are we getting these jumps on people? We'll absolutely take it. I've got no idea where we are now in this race, but 12 minutes left to go. We're going to see another 6 laps, I reckon. We will do a 19-lap race. So yeah, 6 more including this one. So we've definitely got enough to see us through to the flag. Let's just try and bring this thing home in one piece as Luca, 4 seconds up. Right, well, where are we going to re-emerge then in this Grand Prix now? The order seems to have sorted itself out. I don't believe anyone could have got an extra lap over myself. I think we're up to, are we up to 8th?
7th
That's
position.
quite a turnaround. Crew chief's lying, he's telling me 7th, but I think we are into 8th place then of this race, so that has gone really nicely for us then, as we've got lapped car just up the road. Hopefully not going to do anything too dangerous when we get there. But Marco, Manuel, we must have jumped as well then. I mean, Dalen was not far behind us, so we must have done a pretty similar strat. Well, all over the back then of Daniel. Hopefully he's going to give me a nice chunk of slipstream as we head down in towards the final corner. But yeah, we definitely still got the pace over Marco late on here again. As long as I don't do anything stupid. Just over 5 minutes left on the clock. There's every possibility still around this venue. As where is Daniel gonna go? Surely just jump out of the way, get on those brakes. Thank you very much. That's given me a very nice handy slipstream though. It is genuinely greatly appreciated. And we are, I'm going, oh, where am I off? We're still like 6 seconds behind Luca, so I don't think unless something happens to him, we're going to be able to do anything. But we are into P7. I've just noticed as well, so we are slowly but surely still picking up places. This is good. I think that's a lapped car. No, it's not. Andreas has gone. So that's going to promote us into P6 then late on in the day. Don't know how he's gone around there, but a bit unfortunate late on in the afternoon. We're actually closing in on Luca and Edda as well, just up the road. They've been having a little bit of a scrap. Maybe Edda has picked up some damage somewhere, trying to get around. I know there's a lapped car between us, but it's all still happening late on in the day here on the mountain. There is every opportunity still. Hopefully this BMW lets me out of the way as well as we head down in towards the chase again. Just do what Daniel did a couple of laps back, please, mate. Are we going to see it happen? I don't think so for some reason. I just don't have much confidence.
Car right.
That is
Clear
not
right.
so ideal, but we will make it through nonetheless. A bit of a dive bomb from myself there, unfortunately. But Edda and Luca are still battling. We have only got 1 more lap to go, though, so unless they come together, I don't fancy our chances here. But we've done all right up to now around Mount Panorama. Let's just try and bring it home 1 more lap then. Around such an iconic and brilliant venue to come race any sort of car there, whether it's GT3s, Australian supercars, even your heavily modified Nissan R32 with 1200 horsepower until you stack it going over the top of the mountain. Fingers crossed we're not going to do a tribute to that on this final lap there. But Zane absolutely has dominated this thing from start to finish, of course. Basically has led every lap except for a couple over the pit window. And yeah, well-deserved victory come the end of the day there again, as long as he doesn't do anything on this final one. But yeah, we've been able to sort of, you know, cut our way through after a tough qualifying session there. Felt like I should have been a bit further up the order. Of course, our iRacing's taken an absolute hammering over the last couple of weeks. We're down, what, nearly 300, I think, at one point. So, of course, we are not exactly in low SOF races by any stretch, but certainly, of course, having a little bit of an easier opportunity to try and make some gains once again on the sim as we head over Skyline for the final time. Probably am going to post this full POV from this race over on my Clips channel if you're interested. I'll make sure to leave a link down below, of course, because, you know, Mount Panorama, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes you just don't get bored of watching onboards around here. Plus, there were a couple of little moments that won't make the edit as well that were quite interesting to see. That's my cheeky little plug there, so check that out. Link down in the description. You know, had this race been a bit longer, maybe we could have tried to close up to Edda and Luca towards the end of this, but honestly, I think we were all fairly even on pace there. I think Edda just had a couple of issues late on in the afternoon, but in towards the final couple of corners then. Hats off to Zane for taking home the dub. Robbie in P2 there, it looks like ahead of Benny, Luca Edda and myself there. But I think, what did we start? P14? But P14 to P6 is not bad going. That should be a nice, helpful scoop of iRacing around in the final corner. We're going to survive VRS here. Fingers crossed I'll be saying this weekend as well. Come the end of the 12 hours. There are 2:05.5 final lap for our troubles. Let's go take a look at those final race results. Oh, well, we can't ask for much more than that then come the end of this race. 1.07 SR there bumps us way back over the 2K mark that we lost last week in the IMSA race. 58 iRating as well, pretty much pushes us back to 2.2K there, so we have had a very, very good run at it. 15th to 6th there come the end of that one. So yeah, incredibly happy with that result. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and yeah, we will return very, very soon with more sim racing content.